close to 0. And I think the reason why is because they're banning it away right away.
Yeah, Leafeon ban away coming from Elevate as well. Expectedly, Mew can come through for the side of Elevate. Will leave away the Trevenant for Issen Vincere for the first prior. Oh, but they're opting not to go for it. They leave it open.
Yeah, Umbreon. It's a mix and match. We'll see. What will be the first pick here for Issen Vincere? Trevenant is a very good option for sure. And then will most likely get answered by Elevate Unite. But no, they are not going for the Trevenant, but rather goes for the Blastoise instead.
Yeah, I like this. I like this step coming in from Issen Vincere. Not the traditional route that we've seen, going for the Blastoise instead, but Elevate was too clever. You know what? You can take away the Trevenant or whatever you want, but we're going to get the Mew and the Trevenant.
That takes away the 100% pick rate for Issen Vincere's Mew, right? I think we have, or Issen Vincere will have to optimize their strategy, as this will be their first game without their patent pick. They will be going for the Sylveon and Umbreon. Very early game focused Pokemon right now here in Infinity. I'm really loving this for Issen Vincere. One way to challenge Elevate Unite is to have a very strong start.
Yeah, a strong start. And Elevate, I love this adaptation into their composition because Trevenant and Mew, not enough when it comes to hindrances and suppression. So they have to go for Eldegoss and Mimikyu to alleviate some of this pressure. But Issen Vincere, Comfey, this will be an interesting pick. If they go for this supporter, this means that they want to funnel in through for the likes of Meowscarada.
And that's okay. I approve of it. Again, we are talking about Jackatal here. This is the pick that we highlighted prior to the series starting. We know for a fact that Jackatal knows how to find his openings on the Meowscarada. And now Elevate Unite's response is to pick an attacker in the Glaceon. The only concern I do have for Jackatal is that he might get isolated and picked off by the Mimikyu. We all know how strong the single target suppression of a Mimikyu is. With the Play With Me, with the Play Rough, Jackatal will have to be very, very wary.
Yeah, Mimikyu just wants to play, play with me, and probably Meowscarada will be the target here by Miva coming down to it. But this is it, the final lock-in onto the compositions. Pretty much balanced across the board for both sides. Has a mix of attackers and damage dealers, and also those hindrances and suppression, with Issen Vincere might just be a tad bit advantageous when it comes to those team fighting and AoE damage.
Yeah, this is going to be a classic here. Infinity, a very well thought out draft for both sides. Lewis so far on the Mew has a very positive win rate. Yesterday we saw how he performed in the bottom lane, right? Like, he was winning lanes by himself, and that's a very big luxury to have as a team, and that I think is the reason why Elevate is really on a different level compared to other teams. Yeah,
it's just the history of knowledge here. Time and time again, we keep on reiterating this, but this is just the advantage of Elevate, right? They have played on the international soil. They played on the highest level, and given that fact, they just are too strong coming down to this game, coming down to Pokemon Unite. As we jump into game number 1.
Right, and as for our laning phase, the EVs for Issen Vincere will be taking up the bottom area. Meanwhile, on the top side, it will be the Comfey escorting the Squirtle, but that is not going to last that long because we all know what Comfey's pairing will be. It will be the Meowscarada by the time that we enter the mid-game.
Yeah, level 5 is where it's at. That is the expectations we're in. Comfey will start to rotate, and Comfey will start to support the speedsters in the central area, in the central path. But for now, coming into the early stages, it's all up to the EVs to put pressure.
Right, and Lewis and Tempest doing a good job, right? Trying to withstand. Gemaru already at level 4.
Going to deal damage here with not enough. Mobile coming in from the base evolution of the Trevenant. And thus far, we're now seeing Comfey go into Jackatal. This is what we mentioned. Level 5 is where it's at.
And at 9 minutes, the Clouds in the mid lane, or in the top lane, will be spawning up. They will try to contest this really quick. A very quick 3v3 might happen here.
They want to go in for the Altaris and Swablu. For now, it's as quickly as they rotated Altaris and Swablues are gone. Issen, Vincere, and Elevate Unite rotates towards the central path. When we're looking at the rotations right now, you have those two Pokemon, two players, three players coming down and rotating, having that quick access if ever it comes down to an all-in engage.
Viva, already level 5. This has been a very standard mirrored approach for both teams, right? So it's within expectation, right? The stronger your opponents are, the more cautious you are, or the more calculating you are with your movement.
Yeah, you have to be methodical, you have to think about the next few steps ahead, because if you don't, it's going to be not as beneficial for your team, as you cannot expect the unexpected. Is that
Exactly, right? The battle of less mistakes, the battle of attrition. By the way, a 26-point slam on the top side. Mimikyu, as well as the Glaceon, was able to get themselves enough experience to be net effective.
Now Issen goes in for the flank. Miva is the target, but too quick, too fast. Goes in for the fruit, and that will be it. As Umbreon goes down, Vincere is chased, but Skull Bash go away and retreat, as that will only be one casualty out from that, but follow it up, it will be Sylveon who goes down.
Eldegoss responsible for that KO. This is Elevate's tempo now. They're feeling it. Only 12 points remaining on the top goal zone for Issen, Vincere, and Elevate Unite is not stopping anytime soon.
Nice surf coming from Lewis as well to push back the Altaris and the Birds, or well, the Swablues, back to the to gain them that position advantage, but right now, User already at level 7, so Blastoise already secured.
One thing to consider though for Issen, Vincere, Neoscorata, Jackatal is already level 8. He's ahead of the pack right now, even compared to the other members of Elevate Unite. He can pop off at any given moment. Doesn't have the Unite move as of yet. That's the critical point. Once he reaches level 9, he can go for a combo.
We'll see, as right now, Registeel will be the objective that Elevate wants, but Resets comes through, so Registeel comes back forth with full HP once more.
Tempest, trying to find the angle. Snipes, fake, very tanky.
Very tanky indeed. Elevate Unite wants to go for it. Blastoise into the backside, goes for the Spin Toys with a lot of damage. Glacial stage already used. Wants to go for the objective with only 1 HP remaining. It will be the Meowscarada who takes the objective, and Issen, Vincere will gain the advantage.
And Jackatal is already level 9, making use of the Floral Flourish just to make sure to fend off the members of Elevate Unite. Talk about knowing your power spike, right? Talk about knowing to focus your resources on. Issen, Vincere knows that they need the Meowscarada to be ahead.
Blastoise got KO'd already. Mimikyu play with me on Jackatal in danger, but you still have that comfy for the extra sustain. It will be Dreamer Access, who is so low already with Hyper Voice bringing him down. Mew goes in for the poke damage, and now Faye is gone with Mimikyu in front.
Eva, Shadow Sneak, gets onto one, and the Glaceon finishes the job.
Gold Zone will now be the target by Elevate Unite. That will be the first zone that goes down.
That's a lot of points for Elevate Unite.
Tempest in danger, but very sustaining Pokemon to be able to bring down that quickly, as Blastoise, the damage will not be enough, and Tempest is sick.
Jackatal, though, was not knocked out. Rather, he's still in the fray right now. He still is ahead in terms of experience.
Tempest, can you steal it away? Will not be able to do so, as Jackatal will take them down. Objective once again towards Issen, Vincere's side. 2 out of 2 objective.
This is so intense. The Regieleki can he touch down? Lots of members of Elevate Unite here to defend. And I believe that Issen, Vincere will just be content.
Trying to chase down Lewis, but too quick, too fast. Not be able to go in that quickly coming down to it, but it goes on, will be the target, jumps into the backside, Surf goes through, and that will be the mean look to cage Lewis, pinned down, will not be able to go for the defense. Tempest would have had to pour it, and it goes on, and Hydra Typhoon to try and engage against Elevate Unite, but the 5-man rotation from Elevate will demolish Issen, will secure the 2 KO.
Issen, Vincere went for the rotation. They knew that Elevate Unite was outnumbered here in the bottom lane, but Elevate Unite, quick to their rotations, was able to back up their Mew. Jackatal was not even able to cast his Floral Flourish, and talk about experience, because Elevate Unite is now wiping off the floor.
And as soon as Regice goes up, it will be Elevate who takes it. They have the stadium advantage, they have the map control, they have 2 tier 1 goal zones taken down already. And this brings them up into a huge advantage for the foreseeable future.
Miva has just been so good on this Mimikyu. Every single time I watch Miva play on this Pokemon, he's making a very big difference, right? He's isolating the primary target. He's making sure that Jakatal will not have the real estate that he used to work with yesterday.
He's just too good. I mean, on a Leafeon, on a Tyranitar, or even in a Mimikyu. He knows how to play these Pokemon to their core. So we'll see how that can be utilized coming down into 3 minutes, as this will be a crucial time for Issen Vincere to come back up.
Yeah, reset for sure, right? Like it's time to slow things down. We don't have any objective to fight for here in the mid area, but on the top side there will be a Regieleki. A potential 5v5 can happen. We all know that Unites are already available, and at 3-minute mark you still have the luxury to cast your Unites, because it takes a minute or so to reset and to cool down your Unite for the Rayquaza battle.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Look at Tempest trying to dunk down that 40 points, but Umbreon along with Jakatal is coming through, going in with 2v1.
Okay.
Tempest very sustaining, but can you keep yourself alive? That will be a 3v1. Eldegus comes straight to the backside. You have Sylveon as well, and that will be enough as Tempest goes down. Elevate Unite. Junior absent, will be absent for a couple of seconds as he gets KO'd.
That's a 2 KO. Jakatal, can you make it work?
Goes into back with a flank. Umbreon goes down as quick as he wants to go for the retreat. 10 seconds down the clock, and Elevate once again gains so much advantage.
Crazy, the back end for the Blastoise is on the top side. Slam dunking 40 points for Issen Vincere.
Oh, that's massive. 144 points now for Issen Vincere. Miva goes in with a Shadow Sneak, catches up on the Blastoise, goes in with a Rapid Spin. And that will be enough to push back Elevate, as that will be a hindrance immunity for Blastoise for a couple of seconds. For now, everything will slow down as 15 seconds down the clock for the Rayquaza to come up.
Look at Tempest. Tempest is already in the position to play defensive right now. He's going to be spotted here by Faye. And Elevate knows that they're still in the lead right now, right? It's all about making sure that you spot all those members of Issen Vincere.
It's still a 54-point advantage for Elevate Unite. They have to be careful, and they have to play one dunk with a 50-point onto any Pokemon from Issen Vincere could change the tide of this matchup. One of the be already have to match.
A very aggressive positioning coming in from the Eldegoss. The thing is that he backed away by a bit, but the primary focus for Issen Vincere will be Jakatal. How will he play this one out? Is he going for the team fight, or is he going for the backdoor slam? That's the question.
You have Mifa as well protecting the top side goal zone. 10 points remaining for him to be able to come through, but we'll see how Issen Vincere will play this. As Faye is positioning himself towards the top path already. Junior Absent wants to go for the response.
Look at the Trevenant
down into that fight. Trevenant into the backside as well. Tempest is very cautious coming down into that all-in engage. If ever Issen Vincere commits towards the tier 1, Tempest could come through.
The discipline, Elevate Unite is playing this perfectly right now.
1 minute down the clock before Issen Vincere faces their destiny. We'll see as Blastoise is in danger, going in with a rapid spin. Engage the stage already. Fire Typhoon knocks upon the Tempest, but a Phantom into the middle of it all, and Issen Vincere will lose the objective as Elevate secures Rayquaza.
Lewis, time and time again, comes in clutch, and now Elevate Unite just needs to slam those points. Gemini and company will be racing the white flag.
And Elevate once again will show their dominance, securing game 1 of the series.
Perfect Rayquaza battle. But it was too close for comfort though. It was still a 50-50. Lewis clutching it out on that Mew was a lifesaver for Elevate Unite.
Yeah, it was definitely a lifesaver, and this is just the power of Mew. Like the utility that it provides, 15, the damage as well with Solar Beams and Electric Ball.
The MVP is Eva, and for good reason. It was everywhere. Play with me, play rough, isolating the priority members up for Issen.
Like in this specific game, Eva should change the United to play with Jakatal. He's constantly looking for Jakatal and pinning him down, and it was too difficult for Jakatal to go in and rotate for his team.
Exactly, and Issen had the perfect idea. They knew that the best way for them to win is to back everything, or to put all the eggs in the basket of Jakatal. We all know how capable Jakatal is, and I was mindful of his movements as well, right? Like there were moments in where he was, a couple of HP before getting knocked out, but still is able to survive. In the end though, surviving as a Meowscarada is not enough. You need to win those team
Yeah,
fights.
you definitely need to win those team fights. You need to take a couple of knockouts before you go for the all-in. But something that Elevate Unite had the complete advantage up against Issen Vincere was coordination, was the macro game. It was impeccable.
Tempest,
Yeah.
we have to remember there was one time where the Trevenant was behind all the members of Issen, but because he doesn't know where the other members are, he decided to just pick away. That's fine. We're going to wait for the perfect moment, and that I believe is the reason why Elevate is just on a different level. The discipline, the coordination when it comes to the late game team fights, it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot.
Fire will be able to secure a World Championship
Crossover.
Series, lock in into the international stage. But as we jump into game number 1, we see a Crustle and a Leafeon being removed from the pool immediately, coming
Whoa.
down.
Wait.
Meowscarada to follow up.
Wow, okay. Talk about respect. Gyarados is going to be removed immediately by
Trevenant?
Issen Vincere. No surprise, Mew.
Mew or Trevenant?
I'm really thinking Mew or Tempest on the Trevenant, which means that Issen Vincere will have their hands on the Mew. We all know that prior to game number 1, Issen Vincere's pick rate on the Mew is 100%.
Yeah, it's just too difficult. If Elevate goes in for the Mew as a first pick, Issen Vincere could go in for like a
Hoopa.
Trevenant and an Umbreon or something insane. But yes, as you have mentioned, it will be the Blastoise and Hoopa once again.
Talonflame are definitely not the EX Pokemon. They are not allowed to be picked. And Miva will go back to his Mimikyu's ways. They don't mind, right? Like at the end of the day, sure, you pick up the Hoopa, but we will still play our game. We have to remember their characteristics when they were asked. We play our game.
Yeah, we play our game. Issen Vincere play handsomely. So, what do you mean? It's a characteristic of the team.
It's off-putting, just to say the least, right? Like at the end of the day, you are being asked how you win your games. We just play
We become
handsomely.
handsome and we win our games. That's pretty much the formula to success. But
Pog.
coming down into the composition, Slowbro and Delphax will be secured by Issen Vincere, and Elevate
Hey.
Unite will be answering with the possibility of Dodgery, which is expected for Shua and a supporter coming down.
Mr. Mime? Mr. Mime! Mr. Mime is going to see our action, our second game here for Elevate Unite. This is an exciting time to be a fan of the clown. I know that I answered your question yesterday about who I will favoring,
Yeah.
right? In terms of Pokemon being used in ladder. Mr. Mime is my go-to.
But you know what? Two of our favorites comes down to Elevate's composition. Mimikyu is there as well, so you know what? I'm loving this, but of course
Right.
no bias. Issen Vincere also has a good draft with Blastoise and Slowbro, a lot of hindrance and suppression.
Yeah, is this the first time that we see Dodrio picked as the sole speedster? 418.
Huh.
Chances are yes, right? Like
A majority of the time, it's not, but right now, I think at this point, there's just a couple of teams in couple of compositions that
'Cause-
has been playing Dodrio as a single speedster.
yeah, in other region, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, because here in PH, Dodrio often gets paired with another speedster to really have the what you favor to call the glass cannon composition. But
Yeah.
this is more well balanced. Elevate
Sure.
Unite will have different ways to control the team fight. Excited to see as to how they will be using this Mr. Mime, because there are two movesets available for Mr. Mime, right? In my
In your
favorite
eyes?
one was
Oh.
my favorite one was that was the barrier confusion one, because I love to pick
Barrier's
that.
too strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, Barrier's too strong. Mr. Mime just pushes back everything.
and I love pinning down everyone against the wall because it really supplies the extra damage needed by your team to really get the upper hand. But so much for us. We are going to enter game number 2 with Elevate Unite trying to secure themselves the next round.
Yeah, it will be one step away into moving into lower bracket round 3 for Elevate if they can take the win now. But it will be difficult as Issen Vincere has shown us how close it can be from game 1.
Yeah, standard laning phase so far, except we are to expect that Hoopa will try to be a nuisance, and he's going for a very early invade, by the way, in the forest area of the Doduo. Now Tempest trying to play with fire right now, literally because he was against the Delphox.
Hoopa in danger
Vincere?
though, as that will be a 3 rotation
Yeah, it's a
coming from
Vincere.
Elevate. And Don has just to run away. Will be
Can't-
able to use it out when getting that fruit, but not enough. And that will be the first KO of the game.
You cannot outrun a Doduo, right? Like, even at the stage in where he's still in his base evolution, he's still very quick to his feet. Now, Dodrio is going to join the party for Elevate Unite. No points as of yet for both squad.
Yeah, although I don't think like Don getting KO'd coming down into early game is going to be detrimental for Issen Vincere's side. The role of Don coming down and invading was to really just be a nuisance to their opponents.
Yeah, and the answers to our question as to which type of Mr. Mime will this be will be the confusion push you into the wall type. That just means that there is going to be a very decent burst. Look at that, incapacitated, right? Like you get pushed back. It's not just the stun, right? It's also the damage that you have to be worried about.
Yeah, it's all about the utility, right? You need those utility, you need those suppression, you need those hindrances. Lewis, so much damage, but Mr. Mime will be sacrificed and will be KO'd out from that as Issen Vincere went in with 3-man rotation and got that feint.
Yeah, he was able to steal the red buff though, and I think that's the, I would say, consolation prize. There are some goals being scored in right now. I saw War Turtle scoring 24 points, but Elevate United is already feeling it right now with 68 points plus 5.
Yeah, they constantly just go in for those dunks, and that low point dunk into those goal zones are just too good because it's very fast, and those normal hits coming from Issen Vincere, those basic attacks will not be sufficient enough to deny that dunk.
The elevator was just opened up here. Funny enough, because yes, just now, and this is, you know, a real life story. I think
You got stuck in an elevator.
no, the elevator was not working earlier today.
Well,
Was it
No.
working? Okay,
No,
okay,
no,
good.
well, we'll see, but you know what? It works here in Pokemon Unite. Issen Vincere will be able to go through into the top path.
Oh,
As an
3-man!
elevator, it's a 4-man rotation. And Elevate Unite is in danger, forced to retreat with Issen Vincere's macro game.
Okay.
Lemigo goes down, and another one follows.
A 2 KO, a very well placed fire spin to catch them off guard. Issen Vincere.
Yeah, Junior absent. Going through,
Let's
knocks
go,
off and
Mirage!
pins them down to serve, puts Gemaru's HP down low. Lewis is also safe, going in for those dunks. Will be able to take down a feint. But we'll see as Shua comes through, wants to defend a goal zone. Reggie Alecki within inches of
Shua!
taking that goal zone and taking 20 points. But Elevate Unite will be able to go in for the defense
No
with 3
way!
KOs.
No way! And even denying the fact that the Reggie Alecki was marching down the top side, no touchdown. Issen Vincere, they thought that they had the upper hand, but Shua had other plans.
And Biva played so well. Might just be the cornerstone of what happened there in top path, wherein they were able to defend. They got the 2 KO just because of Miva's availability into that team fight.
Eva has been so good in this series, right? This Mimikyu pickup needs to get scouted by a lot of the PH teams that are still in contention. Faye and company.
Jakatal! Miva once again doing so much work! And now Hoopa very low already, incapacitated, and that will be the downfall of Miva, but at what cost? They lost one member already, and Chua as well, going in for so much dunks.
The passive of Dodrio just is in full display right now. Here comes the Blastoise to provide some support, but very quick to his feet as the Dodrio, really known for his agileness and mobility.
And now you also have the Hoopa dunking 30 points, not massive, but Issen Vincere now going for the engage here. Blastoise into the
Red
backside with Spin Toys, but now you have the Ultra Unite move rather coming in from Hoopa onto the top path, and Blastoise will not be able to go for that escape. Issen Vincere just went back out and retreat coming in from that team fight, but that will be Regice. That will be the cost from that escape.
Was a crossover play, right? So focusing down and trying to challenge the Regice, and then all of a sudden, right, at the last given moment, Hoopa decided to use a Rings Unbound. That was one way to play into the hits of Elevate Unite, but in the end, I really think that Elevate Unite still had the upper hand.
Now being pinned down, so much suppression And now
Miva.
we want Miva into the backside, but with a
Telekinesis.
4v1, I don't think he's going to escape. Surf comes through. Mew is forced to put out the Mystical Mirage, takes down one in the process, and Delphox is out. KO'd, and Tempest into the back, goes in for the flank. Horn Leech on the one, and
Another
Jagatal is isolated. And Issen Vincere, just like that, is on a disadvantage. Has to force out the hyperspace hold.
Lewis, so good. Was able to take down 2 of the carries of Issen Vincere, clutching this one out with the prize of Reggie Elecki joining Elevate.
Another objective secured here by Elevate that will put them on a massive massive advantage once again, and putting pressure on top Pat that would allow them to be able to stack up a couple of more points and prepare for the 2-minute mark.
I'm losing words right now because Lewis is just playing on a different level right now here in Infinity. I still cannot, move on from how he was able to defend that Reggie Elecki by himself. Being able to target down the carries, using the Mystical Mirage just to have enough mobility to target down the priority targets. So good.
Yeah, and the support coming from Tempest as well into the backside enabled Lewis's escape. He was able to go into Mystical Mirage into the center of those team fight, and then all of a sudden Tempest came through.
Ooh.
It's just good coordination overall.
Yeah, Don wanted to use a hyperspace hold, but a very good pushback.
Done. Now gone with a Shadow Sneak. Immediately Miva comes through.
And that was only made possible because that was a very good pushback coming in from the Mr. Mime. Talk about knowing the limits of a Pokemon. What a display here from Elevate Unite.
Registeel now is an open objective for Elevate Unite to secure that will give them an advantage in a couple of seconds, in a minute's time here by Issen Vinceres. We'll see how they can do this. This will be really close. If they get the Rayquaza, they might just put this series down to the 3rd game.
That's true. It still is winnable for Issen Vincere. 193 points is just one objective away, and that objective is called Rayquaza. However, we have to call a spade a spade. It's so hard to do, so Don has to be mindful of his positioning because of Miva.
Yeah, can they even take that down? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It will take a couple of time before they're able to reach that far, but Issen Vincere is exploring, is adventuring, coming into the tier 2 goal zone, and Miva is nowhere to be found. This might be Issen Vincere's strategy.
That's
to
good.
be able to go in for the dog. Shadow Sneak is not there, and Issen Vincere just changed the tide of the game. And yes, they're still at a disadvantage, but here we go.
Rings Unbound.
Rings Unbound, and Issen Vincere has access into Rayquaza,
Rayquaza.
and who will take it down? Sylveon! It's Issen Vincere who steals it down under, away from Elevate, and that will put them in a massive lead.
And Elevate Unite has no chance in winning this game anymore. Lots of more points. A hundo waiting to get slammed here by Temeru. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game 3.
Issen Vincere, it was Dawn who changed the tides. One Rings Unbound with a miracle play that really made Issen Vincere took and swept that win.
Elevate Unite did not expect the all-in on Issen Vincere's side. And although at one point we knew that it wasn't enough, Elevate Unite did not anticipate the Rings Unbound to change the tides of the game. This is all for formality, but we all know as to who's going to win this. Elevate Unite, final hurrah.
Elevate still has 50 seconds. They could change the tide if they have that 50 or 250 point
Fireworks.
Right now, Trevenant is gone and Tempest is eliminated, but the 1 KO for each side. Mr. Mime to follow up. Issen Vincere has the numbers advantage, and this will be it. They have no possibility of going in for those dunks with a defensive capability by Issen Vincere, and Shua is down low when it comes to HP. Blastoise chasing him down. It's just too much pressure.
Earlier it was Lewis on the Mew. This time around it's the Sylveon with a game-winning basket on towards the Rayquaza. Nah, it's not going to be enough, man. You need at least 2 or 3 people to slam 100 points for Elevate to catch up. But Issen Vincere, dude, that play, yeah, sure, the game-winning basket was the Sylveon, but the game-winning assist was Dawn on the Hoopa.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone could look at a different Pokemon, could look at a different player, but Dawn was just pretty much the MVP coming down to that. Without Hoopa, without Dawn, that strategy wouldn't have worked. It was too clever. They went on an adventure onto the top path, dunked a couple of points in, only a 50-point deficit,
Right?
And then Dawn came through with the Rings Unbound, and it was over.
Yeah, Rings Unbound still needs to be in the minds of everybody, especially when facing against the Hoopa, right? Like at any given moment, Rings Unbound can call your teammates from afar away, from a mile away, and Jakatal was the one using the Sylvie.
Could possibly be.
Trevenant.
But Trevenant is also removed.
Tempest. That's a Tempest Pokemon. And he
Ooh.
was very impactful in both Game 1 and 2.
Wait, Issen Vincere is now on an upper hand here because Elevate could ban away Blastoise, could ban away Umbreon, and that will be left open by Issen Vincere. And that is a much clever move here. They have to ban away the Leafeon instead, just because if they ban away Defender, they will be left with nothing. But Issen Vincere once again, done with a Hoopa.
Okay, and this is an actual response, right? A classic response. Oh, never mind. Because back in PUACL, whenever Hoopa gets picked up, one of the ways to deal with it is to have your own version of sustain, and that is to pick up the Clefable for the Moonlight. But now Elevate Unite will have Lewis once again on the Mew.
Yeah, this is expected. The steps of these draft composition is expected on how these teams have played in the past 2 days. Umbreon and Mew, very staple for Elevate Unite. They do not have any other choice when it comes to the defender pool coming down into the composition. And now Issen Vincere runs it back from game number 2 with a Blastoise and the Slowbro on top of the Hoopa.
Tyranitar, I don't think this is the perfect time for the Tyranitar to show up.
Please no.
No, bro, there's a lot of implications in this game. This is a do or die for both teams, or you know, make or break for both teams. But they are going for a double. Actually, I would still consider this a double Speedster combination because the
for sure.
Yeah, Scissor could still be a Scyther.
Yeah, Scyther is playing typically onto the central path, and considering how we have seen historical data that typically this is a Scyther coming into these compositions. Now for the opposite side, for Issen Vincere, they will lock in on the Sylveon and the Meowscarada, and Elevate Unite is banking on the early game to steamroll the whole series.
And this is the same blueprint that we saw from Elevate and Talon PH from yesterday, right? If you are ever to go for a double Speedster combination, the perfect supporter will be the Sableye, because Sableye can really mix things up. You don't know where he is going to come from, and there's a lot of crowd control that can be paired with your already insane damage.
Yeah, it's just so good. But the big problem with Elevate Unite's draft is that they are very squishy coming down into this team battle compared to Issen Vincere, and they have the Slowbro, they have the Blastoise. On top of that, they have the Hoopa for those resets.
A sword versus a sword, right? A shield.
No more shield.
No shield, right? Like right now, Elevate Unite will have to put out their best performance, because now the pressure is on them for sure. Issen Vincere knows that they can knock down the WCS 2023 runner-up, and it's not every day that you can do it.
Yeah, it definitely is not. Right now, Elevate is on a huge pressure, as you have called, and similarly, it will be Issen Vincere that is on pressure as well, as there is only one game away for both these teams to secure the series and proceed into the lower bracket round 3 in the finals today.
This is a game that will have a lot of invades, right? Like at the around 8-minute mark, for sure, all the speedsters from Elevate will try to maneuver and try to slow down Jakatal on this Meowscarada.
Look at Junior Absent. He's just going for the invade immediately in the first 20 seconds of the matchup.
Yeah, for sure, right? That's the power of Sableye. Sableye also does have the X factor of stealth, right? And that's a thing that can really throw you off if you are not accustomed in playing against Sableye. Sableye can definitely be that nuisance needed by your team to be on the upper hand.
Junior Absent, don't do this. Don't do this, man. He's actually trying to find a way, Meowscarada, and delay that possibility of experience and level up.
And you're seeing the Slowpoke is there to support, and finally they are able to catch.
Rotation.
Yeah, they should. No way.
Oh.
No way. Okay.
Jackatal, that's 2 eject buttons, I believe.
Uh-huh.
That was invested just to catch Junior Absent.
Possible, right? And the thing here, though, for Elevate Unite, that's a knockout, sure, but you were able to at least slow down the momentum and tempo of the Star Speedster of the opposing side. Now here comes the 3v3, and the Mew will definitely get ahead of Hoopa.
Dawn will be knocked out. But will not come down for a fight here. Elevate Unite will be able to get those instant 79-point advantage out from that single feint.
The rotation from Lewis from the bot area is just clutch here. Jackatal
in danger, being chased by Elevate Unite. It's a 2v1, no escape.
This is the way to do it for Elevate. They expected Jackatal to use the Meowscarada, and one way to slow down the Jackatal is to make sure to invade his central area. And so far, Elevate Unite is really dictating the tempo. This is their pace. This is their game.
Yeah, and Issen Vincere with a couple of rotations and invade that Elevate Unite has constantly been doing.
Yep.
They're forced now for
Bottom
slow
area.
roll to go into respawn. Tempest now going into the bottom path, defending their goal zone. Issen Vincere will succeed into taking that 35 points, but Elevate Unite is answering onto the opposite side of the map.
Right, 35 points in return. Elevate is also getting a fair share, was even able to destroy one of the goal zones of Issen Vincere, and that's one way to control a Hoopa.
Going in for those dunks, Mew will be able to get that 20 points. Faye trying to hold on, but it's
Elevator.
just too slow for those basic attacks and those movesets to occur. And Elevate Unite down to the single, 4 points remaining for the tier 1 goal zone, down into the bottom path to be destroyed.
On the top side, Regieleki might just be the focus here because Shua is just well on his way. Double speedster combination. This is going to be very fast.
Very swift, very fast. We'll see. Shua and Miva now focusing on Regieleki.
6 seconds.
6 seconds. The objective is gone.
That's the power of the double speedster. Burst damage onto primary objective. Lewis, playing with fire right now. Was that the check button? I think it was.
I think it was coaching. Now Tempest moves into the front, suppresses 4 players from Issen Vincere, pushes out the elevator, but Elevate Unite will be open on top path onto dunking those points, and that will secure them the 220-point advantage.
Regieleki touchdown. That just means a lot of points.
Not enough.
Okay.
You also have Mew going in with clutch. Another tier 2 goal zone down, and Elevate Unite just opened up the map once again. Going into the bottom path, it's going to be Miva who tries to catch up onto Jamaro, but there's so much damage with Miva going in with another KO.
The green illusion dive to put the punctuation mark for Elevate Unite, and they're not yet done. Regice, Miva, 1v1. So quick, so good. And Elevate Unite is not stopping anytime soon.
They're definitely not stopping. Jackatal in danger. Solar Beam was too close, and that mean look by Tempest was perfect.
Lewis on Mew time and time again. It's just so good. Infinity, and this is going to really be very exciting come next rounds, because surely that needs to be scouted by all the other teams.
The coordination of this team is just impressive. It's perfect coming in from Elevate Unite.
Yeah, and we were talking to other community members. They are saying that Lewis is really the best Mew player that we have here in the Philippines, and he's showing off.
Oh, no doubt.
He's showing off not just today, but also yesterday. He was so good in this pickup, and that is definitely going to be the win condition for Elevate Unite moving forward.
Yeah, and at this point, Elevate Unite just has to slow down the pace and play the defensive game, get those objectives into their advantage. Regieleki, they're not really backing onto that final zone to take those points down. Dawn now going in for that zone. But the Phantom Force is perfect to be able to come back into safety, but The Reggie Alecki is just there to put pressure on top path. What they want is a tier 2 goal zone in the bottom path.
There's a push. There's the push. And for Elevate Unite, just by continuing to pressure down the members of Issen Vincere, they're taking away a lot of resources. Even the Reggie Alecki had the luxury to really just march down here. Good for Issen Vincere that finally they were able to defend their third goal.
They were able to go in for the defense, but that's a final goal zone. Elevate Unite at this point doesn't really matter if the Reggie Alecki comes and touch down onto the final goal zone. What they want is that pressure.
Yeah.
And that they did. Issen Vincere was forced to put down 3 players on top path to defend.
Issen Vincere is being forced onto a corner right now, right? You look at their members. 3, 4, 5 members of their squad is on the lower left quadrant of the map. That just means that they are playing to the tempo of Elevate Unite.
Yeah, and Elevate Unite will secure another objective. That's Regirock in their favor.
No
Already on a
way.
202 and
Brings them down.
advantage. Brings them down, comes through.
No.
But the hyperspace hole goes into safety. But the rest of the crew is now here into play. Elevate Unite is in danger. Mew is gone. But rather, Umbreon is knocked out. And Elevate Unite, on a numbers disadvantage, might be able to go in for the pincer maneuvers. Junior Absent is on their backs, but will not commit for the all-in.
And that's good. That's 3 minutes and 30 that you use your Unite move. By the way, Jemeru.
Lewis, a bit of an overextension here, overstepping their boundaries, but Issen Vincere doesn't want to commit as well. Junior Absent
Phantom
is there
Force.
with Phantom Force. He's
Oh,
gone.
oh!
And Meowscarada off screen won't be able to snipe the speedster of Issen Vincere.
Yeah, Jackatal not really having the best time right now. Even for minute number 1, he was invaded. There was a game plan for Elevate Unite to control this Meowscarada. And in the first 8 minutes, it's been doing wonders for their squad. The Reggie Alecki is open for the taking, I believe.
Issen Vincere needs this objective, needs the Reggie Alecki. Miva is already cutting down the Reggie Alecki too quickly, down to half HP. And Elevate Unite is turning around, wants to go in for the knockouts on the play as well. The Unite moves coming down left and right. Miva is gone. It's a 2 knockout for Issen Vincere. He has the numbers advantage, and Issen Vincere will secure the objective.
It's not yet over, and they haven't even used their Unite moves except for the Meowscarada. The Flurry was invested to make sure that Elevate Unite won't be able to secure that Reggie Alecki. 8 seconds before the Rayquaza spawns up.
5 seconds now down the clock. Issen Vincere wants this objective. They need it. They just not want it. Coming down to the final straw. This is their winning condition.
The flip is here.
Snarl coming through. Jackatal is suppressed. Junior Absent is here to respond as well, and now it's a full commit coming in from Issen Vincere. Junior Absent. Now you have Shua, as he called it, going for the dunk. That's 100 points if they do not defend. It's going to be crucial for them to be able to take it down.
Oh, Tempest!
Stop. And now the Umbreon is gone, knocked out, KO'd. 2 gone already for Elevate Unite. Issen Vincere could still turn things around here. Blastoise is in danger.
Lewis!
And Lewis with the solar beam snipes down 2.
Lewis, time again, but not yet over though. Jemeru is still alive.
They come back in with a hyperspace hole. It's Issen Vincere who's able to go in for the reset. Lewis is here though. Solar beam still available for them. And now with a snarl. Can they do it? No! Issen Vincere steals away the Rayquaza.
1 minute to slam those points.
Sylveon's on the run. Sylveon is going for the dunk. That's 100 points in their favor already. Down to 200 points left for down to be able to match up the point advantage of Elevate Unite.
They need more. The slow bro has 47 points. They need more. Dawn trying to outplay Tempest right now.
On the chase, Hyperspace Hole will be able to come back in safety once again. Miva going for the defense. Going in for the Unite move as well as Blastoise goes down. But Issen Vincere is still unrelenting. Miva is KO'd as Meowscarada puts him down. 49 points down the drain as 311 will come through for Issen Vincere, but it comes down to 20 seconds remaining here. 315 points compared to 472.
15 seconds left. Lewis, can you do it?
We'll see as Shua is now going for the defense, rotating around as that will be the dunk coming for Issen Vincere, and that will not be enough. Elevate Unite will secure the win.
My God. Oh my God, Elevate Unite. It was super close. And again, the double speeds are coming in clutch. They did not secure the Rayquaza. While Elevate Unite, at one point, there were There was a time in where the Sableye of all the Pokemon available for Elevate Unite still able to slam a couple of points in to make sure that the separation is comfortable enough. In Elevate Unite, dude, they will be advancing to the next round. Hearts broken for Issen Vincere because they really put out a very good performance.
It was insane. Impressive to say the least, how they're able to get the Rayquaza and the return, trying to catch up onto the point advantage by Elevate Unite, but it was too big of a difference.
Crazy, it was a crazy game, right? Jackatal had his moments, but Jamiru, yeah, stealing that Rayquaza. At one point though, again, one way to deal with the Rayquaza buff is to remove their shields, right? And Elevate Unite,
With the amount of damage that they have, right?
yeah, they still had the upper hand, right? Like, sure,
Yeah.
right? Jamiru was able to steal away the objective, but in terms of damage, Elevate still has it.
Yeah, and they have to be wary of Umbreon as well, right? The Moonlight Prance, that
Have
could...
you confirmed?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but the Moonlight Prance will be a detriment to how Issen Vincere will play that game. But just looking at the graph, like Issen Vincere at the final 2 minutes was trying to catch up.
We were on top of our seats right now. We were shouting for good reason, right? Like, dude, that was super close. We were hearing the production, by the way.
Yeah.
They were shouting. They were really feeling it, similar to